if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I heard? What if I gave? What if my hand reached out to everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. And I know the first step begins within me. What if I felt perfectly whole? What if my heart opened to everything with love? What if I knew only the truth? What if my mind accepted everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within the Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. Oh, Mother, Father, Spirit, guide us from above. Our sons and daughters look to us to show them love. Come, sisters, brothers, let's hold hands and sing as one, that we will be what we've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within the Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? Love. What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I heard? What if I gave? What if my hand reached out to everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. And I know the first step begins within me. What if I felt perfectly whole? if my mind accepted everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within the spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. Oh, Mother, Father, Spirit, guide us from above. Our sons and daughters look to us to show them love. Come, sisters, brothers, let's hold hands and sing as one, that we will be what we've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within the spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? Love. What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I heard? What if I gave? What if my hand reached out to everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within the spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. And I know the first step begins within me. What if I felt perfectly whole? What if my heart opened to everything with love?
Begin Within Ministries proudly presents Sofa Sundays with your hosts, Reverend Dr. Michelle Izuku and Reverend Jeannie Sovereigns. Sundays at 11:11 a.m. Arizona time and rebroadcasts on Mondays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Come join us on the sofa every Sunday morning. Sofa Sundays with Michelle and Jeannie. Learn more at www.beginwithinministries.com. In partnership with New Thought Media Network.
Let's see. Good morning. Just waiting and checking. See. Am I on? There we go.
Oh, goodness,
Yay.
it works. Oh, let me knock on some wood. Hold on.
There we go. Always good when that happens. Always
Well,
good
welcome
when
to
that
the
happens.
new year and happy new year, everybody watching at home or wherever you are, and everybody here. We're so excited to be here in this new year.
Absolutely. I'm Reverend Jeannie Sovereigns.
And I'm Reverend Dr. Michelle Izugwu, and together we are
Sofa
Sofa
Sundays begin within ministries.
I didn't know which way you were going to
Yeah, I
say.
didn't know either. Just throw it up in the air.
Oh.
So we are going to start this time with prayer. And you're going to pray us in?
I can pray it.
All righty. Because that way I could use
Do
my
it.
little thing.
I know, she's got a new thing. And with that sound, that chime, take a deep breath in. And as you release that breath, let go of anything that's already happened today. Let it fall to the side, let it go. And with your next breath, on that release, let go of anything coming up after our time together, knowing that it will be there. But for now, come into this present moment, into this time, recognizing that there is only one. There is one power, one life, one infinite creative mind. And each one of us is the mind of God, expressing in, as, and through us uniquely, perfectly. We are one with the creative mind that shapes all life. So as I recognize this, as I unify with it, I speak my word from that truth, from my place of knowing who and whose I am, knowing that the law of God can only say yes to the words I speak. And I speak for our time together today. I speak my word for this moment that we share, knowing that as we allow ourselves to be here present, as we allow ourselves to be opened or open to the ideas that flow, to the laughter, the joy, the connection we have, that we are blessed with these new thoughts, these new ideas, or we are even more supported with the thoughts and ideas we already have. I know that this time is divinely guided and blessed by the might of God. And I'm so grateful for it. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful for everyone listening right now and will hear my voice, our voices later on. I'm grateful for the ripple effect it has throughout our world, throughout the universe. And so I let it go, know and trust that it's already perfect in the mind of God. And I let it go. And together we say, and so it is.
Welcome.
Oh, yes. So good to be here. Well, hello
It
there.
is. Welcome to 2026.
Mhm.
Yeah. It was
What is
like,
going on?
I don't know. It's just wonderful to be in a brand new
In
year.
a brand new year, yes. I'm
Yeah.
excited to be here in this brand new year.
I am too. A brand new baby year.
Yes, and this month, so brand new year, brand new theme, brand new
Books.
journal books for our partners, which you can have becoming a partner. You can have one of these amazing books. The whole year's here. This month is all about the foundations of new thought. So we're starting off a little different this year, kind of grounding ourselves in our foundational belief. And today's topic is I'm one with the creative mind that shapes all life.
Absolutely.
It's on our little cards.
It's on our cards, it's in our book. And one of the things that this month that we're going to look at is this thing called You. One of the books.
We love this book.
This is the most amazing book. When people say, "What's your favorite book?" This is the book that I say. Whether it's a a secular question or a religious science question, whatever. If somebody asks me just in general, what's your favorite book? This Thing Called You is my favorite book. It's very
Warren.
small.
Warren,
Yeah,
I
it's
can
Warren.
tell.
Yes.
Mine is like that too.
It's
Yeah.
a very small book. You can read it when you're in your throne room. And I remember practitioner training reading this book and it being recommended to read it in the first person because it is such an affirmative book. So the other thing I do with This Thing Called You is anybody who ever read the book Running with Scissors, there was this part of the book where they used to do this with the Bible. They would just open and point. And that was the thing of the day. So I just did that, and this is the one. Oh, I love it.
So exciting.
Yes, here we go. The Spirit within me is God. The living Spirit Almighty is within me now. Spirit is the sustaining principle of my life. I open my mind to its influx. I open my consciousness to its inflowing. I'm going to read just a little bit further. It says, it might come as a surprise to many if when they say, my poor head, my poor back, my poor circulation, you were to tell them they are actually using the creative law in a negative way.
Yes.
The laws of mind do not work in one instance while refusing to operate in another. Every time you think, you are using the law of mind. How careful, then, you should be to think constructively. Mental laws are real as physical laws, reproducing physical laws in the mental realm. The use of your creative power is as natural as the use of electricity, but there is not as much known about it. Many think it is something delivered only to a few by special edict. Fortunately, this is not the case. So, the creative power. The creative power of mind in statement. I'm a good one for that. I claim so much stuff in my life, good and not so much. And, I claim my abundance, I claim my good, I claim my health, every time I go past the mirror and I've done my hair nice, I claim how cute I am. I have claims, but I also claim, I have my heel issue right now. I had my arthritis in my hips and joints. I claim that stuff.
Yeah.
It was mine. I wasn't letting go of it. And
I got it from you.
you did. Good.
Blame it all on Jeannie.
I'm glad. Blame it on Jeannie. It's fine. What I am learning now in my consciousness studies, and it's not that I just want to, let all my previous teachers know. It's not that I didn't know it, but there is such a long movement from my head to my heart to my being of knowing that when I say something, it is mine. See, there's a difference between affirmations that we put all over our house. And this time of year, if you have an email account, everybody and their brother, including myself, is trying to get you to sign up for something that affirms your good. And I'm a big believer in that. I'm a believer in affirming my good. Right now, I have, holy shit, 2026 on my mirror, as well as all my words that I'm claiming for this year. And I know that it takes more than that. I know that ritual is something I enjoy, I love, I create with, and intent is different than intention. To have an intention says, I hope, I wish, I pray, I make good. It's a very beautiful thing and very creative thing. And I have vision boards. I've already started. An intent says, clear and direct, I will. And I was having this discussion with a friend yesterday. If I intend to go shopping, and I have an intention to go shopping, how does that feel when you say it? Think about it. If I intend to blank. I have an intention to blank. An intention is softer. It has a soft space landing. When I intend, I do. And anybody that's ever met me, even before sobriety, that was me. I'd sit on a bar stool and say, we should go on a cruise. And then I planned the cruise. If I intend to do something, this is now in motion. An intention says somewhere it will be. And there's nothing wrong with an intention or to intend something. But we have to have that alignment, that bridge between the two that allows the ritual to become realistic.
Love that. I love that. I love the word intentional.
Yes.
It's one of my favorite words. Intentional, like what am I intending to do? And to be intentional about it to me would be you make the plans to make that happen. So like I love the intentional word. And I try to include that in most all my writings. Every time I make a book, that word's in there somewhere. I try to put that word in everything. And yeah, so when one of my favorite terms for God or source or whatever is first cause. I love the term first cause as another way to think of God, because God is the first cause. The first cause had happened, and then everything else was the effect, right? Cause and effect. We know that. We understand cause and effect. But if you think about God as the first cause, it's like, whoa, hold on a second now. Wait a minute. I can see how that works. I can see how the cause was doing its thing, thinking, and then the effect happened. So then if I am the same as God, I have all the same attributes because I am God and I'm a drop of God in this human form. I am a cause of myself. I am a cause, and everything I'm experiencing in my world is an effect. So that's something that's really important to understand, that what you're doing up here and here is affecting what you're experiencing here. And so, yes, I am one with the creative mind that shapes all life. It's moving in as and through me, through my mind and my filters and my beliefs, and the actions I take and the things I say. And so as you say we always talk about I am. Be careful what you say after I am. What are you claiming for your experience? What are you doing? So when you run through life and you don't understand that, which a lot of people don't, you hear them doing this all the time. You probably have your own friends, people in your life, maybe even a significant other or a parent or a child. They don't understand that. They think we're talking woo stuff. Sometimes people think, oh, you're like whatever. It's like, no, I'm trying to explain it to you how this thing works, because they're claiming a lot of stuff for themselves that if they understood how it worked, they would not claim that on themselves.
And the law doesn't care about your ignorance.
Right. It does not care.
Ignorance of the law
is no excuse.
Exactly. Ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Right.
The law does not care if you understand. The law happens.
It just does.
That's right.
It just says yes.
Shift happens.
It just says yes. And I remember talking to True, who's not here today, but I can remember True coming to me and telling me something he was very upset about. And then I'd say, and then you want the law to say yes to, and he went, oh, hold on a second. And he kind of gets this cute, those of you who know him, he gets this cute little smile, and he's like, okay, hold on, so I should say it like this. And I'm like, oh yeah, so then what's the law saying yes to there? And he goes, what I want. I'm like, right. So it's just, you can't have me running around, following you around, correcting that. And I don't really have anybody who does that for me either. So it's a conscious effort to maintain awareness of your thinking and what are you claiming. So kind of say to yourself, anytime I hear the words I am come out of my mouth, what am I saying after that? Or anytime I say what is it? And kind of put these little pins in yourself so that they catch your attention. Reticular activators, that's the word. They're a reticular activator inside of yourself. So anytime I say I am, I want to know, what did I say after that? What did I just say? Or I'm claiming what am I saying? So that you can course correct it. And there's nothing wrong with you blurt it out, you say it, you get upset or whatever's
Exactly.
happening in your life. We all have those moments where we just go back to default and we just respond and react. We all do that. I'm not saying we're gonna have it perfect all the time, but you definitely can go, wait, what was I just saying earlier to Saul? I was claiming let me reclaim.
Right.
Let me reshift that. Because if you're looking at this and you're saying, I am one with a creative mind that shapes all life, you have to own the fact that you are creating whatever you're saying. And that's the life you're going to be experiencing.
Exactly. And I am so grateful for that. You know, it's like one of the things about New Thought that I've always been so thankful for, or I would say, you know, the good news is you create your life. And the bad news is you create your life. You know? It's like this responsibility that comes with this knowledge is, you know, all inclusive. It is our responsibility for our life. Now, I am not saying that other people don't have volition and you experience them in your life, because that happens as well. I am talking about the things we do have within our preview. You know, the things that are part of our control, if you will. And that, you know, when we had Shell on, you know, we talked a lot about conscious eating, right? But there's that consciousness not only of food, but what we feed our spirit, what we feed our mind in that. So when you're talking about course correction, I don't know about you guys, but I need to course correct a little bit from this holiday season. You know, I had been feeding myself a lot more fancy and a little less substance.
What's wrong with that?
You know, well,
I like it.
you know, it's all in balance, right?
Right.
You know, and for my body, there's nothing wrong with that. But for my body, I need more substance. I need less fancy. And so there's
I can't do the chocolate cake and then every meal.
Yeah, so now I have to course correct a little bit and put myself back in that part that allows me to be nourished.
Yeah, right. I love that. And I was thinking as you were saying that, where did I write that down? Oh, that there are people that will cross our paths and maybe we don't have control of certain things. And so I remember the first time someone said that to me, you are 100% responsibility for your life. You have to take that. You are 100% responsible. And I remember thinking to myself, how is that? And I've heard people say that, can that be true? I can't control this and this and this and this and this. And we can't, you're right. You can't control that. But what you can control is how you respond to it. 100%. Lyric, I need a microphone for Miss Ann, please. So you can control your response. And that is, man, that's a level of 100% responsibility. I'll tell you what, that's another level. But
I think one of the things that comes up for folks when we're in those early days of learning how to look inward.
Yeah.
And, you know, especially for women, I think that often comes from a place of self-loathing. So that when you first start to look at the idea that you are responsible for your life, the first thing I think most people, at least in my experience, most women I know, come up with the blame. Okay, now I'm to blame for, you know, this person mistreating me or this person cheating me or failing to do X, Y, Z. And it takes a minute, I think, to get to the place where, oh, wait a minute. Okay, so if I'm responsible, then I can stop that happening and start this happening. Because instead of coming from the place where you say, okay, you're responsible for your own life, congratulations. Oh crap. then what does that mean?
Right.
And I think, I don't know, I think most people go to that place, that negative place of blame before they can move to recognizing that it really is about being empowered.
well, isn't that our programming? It derails us and it keeps us from really thinking of the true picture. So like something bad happens to you, right? And certainly I don't want to say I take responsibility, you know, that person did something to me that hurt me, attacked, whatever it is. And we've all had probably something like that happen in our lives. And so I have in my mind said, well, how am I responsible for that happening? How am I responsible for what they did to me?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not responsible for what they did to me, but I am responsible for how was I there? What were my steps? Maybe I came to this situation and I could have made different choices, or I could have
Choosing
made
those
different
people, choosing
people.
the situation.
Now, not that you knew this was coming and you had, no, none of that blame and shame part. I'm not saying don't do that. Don't go there. Just be aware. Yes, some of the moves I made set me up to be here. Now, I didn't know that was going to happen. So release from that. But okay, next time I will be making different moves.
Responsibility is not blame
No, or shame.
or shame.
No blame or shame.
Exactly.
It's a learning thing.
Correct. And being responsible also goes to our response, right? Responsibility, response able.
Yes.
How am I able
I
to
love that.
respond to this situation, to this environment, whatever it might be? And I think a lot of times, especially right now, being January, being in the state that our country's in, being women, like pick a thing that narrows a topic and think about your response to the environment that you find yourself in, and how is that your creative mind showing up, right? How do you show up as the creative mind in your political arena? How do you show up as the creative mind in your job? How do you show up as creative mind in relationship? Where is your responsibility and your response at? I used to say I didn't want stickers on the back of my car, or or wearing the shirt that says Reverend Jeannie, just in case I decided to flip somebody off while driving. Where is my response? I'm just being honest here, right here.
This is the realest Reverend.
I'm telling you. Where am I responsible for my response? So there is something that I have to look at, right? If I feel I would be judged in a scenario, or I don't want to be seen as the person who flips you off coming down the road, then I am now responsible for these actions, for this, how I go forth in life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the easiest. Traffic is always the easiest thing to say.
Everybody's done the
Right?
traffic thing.
To where,
Unless you don't
who
drive.
are you? Right, unless you don't drive, yes.
But even if you don't drive, you've been in the car with somebody who's had the traffic problem.
Yes, exactly.
Come on.
And that's, we train them young. Yes.
Yes, we do. And when we talk about how did you say it? I create my life, and oh man, I create my life. I'm the creator of my life. How did you say it? What were the words that you exactly used?
I don't know.
Huh?
10?
Well, she was saying the saying like when you learn like I'm the creator of my life.
Oh, right.
Oh shoot, I'm the creator of my life. Like,
Yeah.
both
yeah.
ways.
The good news is, the bad news is,
That's what you said. I've always thought to myself, you are the creator of your life, and the good news is, if that's true, if you believe that's true, then you also don't like something, you can change it.
Mm-hmm.
You're in charge,
Mm-hmm.
which is when you first learn that. I don't know about you, Ann, but you were saying when people first hear this. But when I first heard that, it was both invigorating, exciting, and scary
Terrifying, yes.
Yes.
at the same time. Like, hold on a second. You mean I've had the controls this whole time? What the heck? It's like
It's like Dorothy knowing
Oh,
that
my goodness.
there's no way, there's no place like home the whole time. You had the
whole
power
time?
the whole time.
Or what is it? I've seen this meme where it's two sisters and they're driving in the car, and all you just see this car and it's flying over bumps, and it goes right through the middle of a town center thing, and then the one sister's like, Mabel, and she's like, what, Dorothy? And she's like, Mabel, you're driving the car. And she goes, I am? I'm driving the car. Yes, you are driving the car. Oh gosh, like, oh no. She's like, all of a sudden, like, whoa, she was not aware that she was the driver.
Wow.
I mean, so Yeah. So don't shame or blame yourself,
Right.
especially if you are just learning one of these foundational understandings and new thought, that you are the driver. You
Yes.
are the creator. You are creative mind in human form having this experience. And so you have, yes, you've created all of this. And if there's something you don't like, you can create something else.
You know, what's coming to me is this movie that I've watched over and over and over again. It's called Jupiter Rising. I don't know
Oh,
if
I think I've
anybody's
seen this,
ever
yes.
seen it. It is it's the girl from that '70s show, Ashton Kutcher's wife, Mia.
Yes, I
have Yeah.
seen this. Yes, I have seen this.
Yeah.
Mila.
Yes. So Mia is Jupiter, right? And she's comes from a Greek background. Her mother's come over. She was born on a boat on her way over. She lives in a house with her uncles and cousins and everything. And they clean big fancy mansions for a living. And they find out, or Mia finds out, Jupiter finds out, that she is actually the reincarnation of a queen of another world, and she owns Earth. And there's all this drama, et cetera, et cetera. You know, it's a great action-packed film. But when it comes down to at the end, she owns Earth, and she comes back to Earth, and nobody remembers any of this stuff. Her family's involved during it, and then their minds are erased of what has happened. And she comes back with her flying boyfriend, who was the guy that played in Magic Mike.
Channing Tatum?
Yes.
Oh, Channing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, thank you. Thank you. And so he's like, but why are you doing this, right? Because she goes back to cleaning houses. He's like, you own all of this. Why are you doing this? And honestly, I didn't tell you so that I could tell you her answer because I don't remember it. I do remember that feeling, though, in watching that. You own all of this. It's all yours.
Yeah.
It's already yours. And I remember watching this film thinking, that's all of us. We do these things because these are the things to do. She doesn't even care that she's cleaning rich people's toilets anymore. She owns Earth. What's it matter if she's doing that? And I thought, that's the truest nature of who we are, right? All this other stuff is just things we do to occupy this construct of time.
Mm.
Like it, don't like it, want it, don't want it. It has nothing to do with who you are.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with who you are. Who you are is this queen, this princess, this goddess who owns it all. The whole universe. You are made of God stuff, of stardust. You're cosmic shit. That's what you are. So it doesn't matter.
Right.
And so pick what you want.
And you're here to have that experience.
Exactly. And if you don't like it, pick something else.
Yeah.
As Auntie Mame says.
Oh, I love her.
Right? Auntie Mame says, life's a banquet. Most poor suckers are starving to death.
Exactly.
Right? Pick what you want from the banquet of life.
I need to go see that.
I love that movie. I do. Whether it's
I just
Rosalind
realized I have not
Russell
tortured my
or
daughter to that yet.
the author. Auntie Mame is my favorite.
That's a
Love her.
classic. Torture your daughter to it, and then they go, "Well, I love that movie."
Yeah.
They go, "I don't want to see that. I don't want to watch it.
Who wants to watch a
I don't
musical?
want to watch it." And then they go, "I love that."
Yeah. It's called Auntie
Auntie
Mame.
Mame. Sorry, you're going to be watching that next. Just giving
Yeah,
it-
tell me where you find it. I was looking for it the
Oh.
other day. I haven't
Oh.
found it on any streaming at this point. So
Well, I'll have to look.
sometimes I do miss the old DVR. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yes, this is such a good topic and such a foundational understanding and new thought to realize that it's coming through us. And even in the Bible, it's done unto you as you believe. Jesus said that. Trying to help us to understand it's done unto you as you believe, as you are consciously creating, you are creating. It's
Those two little letters,
yeah,
AS. As you believe.
as
As.
even. It's the same thing. It's an equal sign. So it's So important to learn that as quickly as possible and start to have that awareness as quickly as possible so that you can start not monitoring. I mean, it's not supposed to be like every day it's like if I know I've got a heartbeat, I can hear my heart beating, but I don't want to monitor it every second, every day, make sure it's still going. But just to have an awareness from time to time, that you are thinking with things that align with what you want to be experiencing. Every breath you take, every thought you have, every second, the law is just always saying yes to whatever you're dishing it. So if you're having a pity party day, so be it. So be it. But
You're allowed.
Yeah, sometimes we just want to.
Yeah.
Sometimes we want to have it.
Well, I have to have my feelings go through me. My feelings have to go
work
through,
them through.
because if I try to pretend like they're not existing, they're going to come out
Oh yeah, they're still there.
in some weird way. And
I like how you said it. You have to allow them
Yeah.
to have their movement through, right?
Yeah.
And-
Energy and motion.
Right, and feelings are, for me, they're a compass. It lets you know where you're headed, right?
Mhm.
Your feelings let you know, oh, wait a minute, why am I feeling that? So use them, they're a tool, they're a way that we navigate this world. Our spacesuit allows us to navigate how we experience and what's going on here. If we didn't have feelings, I don't even know what would be the point.
Right. I don't want to be a Thomas Holland. Yeah.
So yeah, I really feel like this is a foundational understanding for everything else, I think. The recognition that you are God in a human expression, and then because you are that, you have all the same attributes. You are that creative mind. You are consistently creating. And the law of God only says
Yes.
to what you are putting in.
You're consistently creating. Pay attention.
Exactly.
And
Pay
says you're
attention.
consistently creating, pay attention.
Yes.
Pay attention.
And be grateful. I think that's the second part of that awareness, is that I'm grateful that I'm creating, whether I like it or not. I am grateful that I've created. And if it's something I don't like, I am now grateful that I can change it. So whether it is something physical, like a home thing, like if you want new flooring or a new sofa or whatever, like, that you can, it might take time, right? And now you're going to look and see what things you like, what colors you want, you're going to do your shopping, you're going to do the things that are required, you're going to do your footwork on it, but you can change that. You're not just going to sit on your old broken down couch and go, wish I had a new one. Like, that's not how we work, and that's also not how the creative law works. So going back to, just because you have an affirmation on your mirror or hanging on your refrigerator isn't going to change your actions. You still have to do the footwork for it.
Absolutely. And two things came to my mind when you said that. First one was the Mary Manning Morrissey story about how she wanted to what was the thing? She was wondering how she would make enough to pay the mortgage. And then her friend Bob Proctor said, well, why wouldn't you just think of what would pay it off? Why think so small? Why would you just think of how you pay the whole thing? And she was like, I don't know. Because my default was to go, how am I going to cover the mortgage this week? Why wouldn't you think an idea that paid the whole thing off?
So there would be no
mortgage. That was
yeah.
when they had that scandal that happened in their church, and they lost everything for a minute. And she was worried about how she was going to pay her mortgage, and that's what she was kind of sharing with him, like the stress and worry about that. How am I going to cover the mortgage? He goes, that's the wrong thinking. Why not? How are we going to pay it all off? And then you get those ideas. So also, what's the level of thought that you are wanting to have? What is the idea that you need, that you want to be able to take care of whatever it is you want to experience? And the other thing kind of goes with it is, you were talking about, you're envisioning your new floors or the new couch. When everybody, I don't know if you're all like me, when I go to sleep at night, sometimes I put my head down and I'm out. But oftentimes I lay down, I play in my house. And that's what I do. I lay down and I close my eyes and I go through the front door and I see my house the way I want it. I see the front entry this way, and I see the movie room this way, and I see this. And so I play in my house. I see all the renovations, and a lot of those things that I've done in the past have already happened. So now I'm at the next level of what I want in my house. And this is the thing I do. I play in that all the time, and it's very exciting, and I really love it. And next thing I know, I'm waking up in the morning. It puts me to sleep. Any other thoughts, any worry or anything will go away if you're playing in whatever the thing you want to be creating.
Right.
So if it is a new car, for example, go play in your new car. Lay down, go to sleep, imagine yourself walking into the dealership, you're picking it out, they give you the booklet, you pick your color and your accessory, all the things, and then it comes and it's been ordered. I mean, just, you can play in anything. And you are creating that through you. The one thing I've had an awareness about, I often say you're the magnet for it, you're going to attract it to yourself. We're actually creating through us. We are creating it, and it's manifesting this way.
Right.
And then we experience it. So it's not necessarily that it's out here somewhere and I'm trying to bring it here. It's that possibility exists. Everything already exists. And I am creating it through my flow, through me, to where it's there for me. That makes sense. So definitely recognizing that we are that creative mind in our own expression, creating our own life. And what life are you creating? What do you want to create? A life where I'm going to cover my bills this month? Or are you wanting a life where, what were you saying this morning? That you're so rich, all you have to do all day is our ministry.
Yes.
And
I'm
all that's
independently wealthy, and
that's what it was.
I just get to be a minister all day.
So what's the idea that
Yeah.
it makes it that way? So I think you go and when you're going to sleep at night, you just envision that life.
Mm-hmm.
And those ideas come. You start to get weird answers in the day. Or weird people talk, not
Right.
weird, but you're like, well, that's funny.
Well,
Why did that happen?
And that is one of those things. I was talking with a friend yesterday, and she gave me an idea that it sounded so simple, and it had never dawned on me. And I was like, oh, okay. And so that is one of those things that, where I would say, to share your vision with trusted friends.
Yeah.
Right? Not everybody. Like, let's not put it all out there so people can tell you how it's not going to happen. Right?
Through their own filters.
Yeah, because those people, God bless them. But share it with people that are your cheerleaders, that are the people that you trust, and see what comes up. Next Saturday, our Best Year Yet starts up again. And it is my favorite one of the year because we start doing the heart map. And the heart map is kind of like a vision board for the year and the areas of our lives, career and avocation and home and play and body and health and spirituality, etc. So all these areas of our lives. And we get to be with our tribe, this, safe space to think and mull and, go through it. And then throughout the year, we're with these people and we're sharing, what we want, what we changed, how it's happening. And I think that is for me, has been so nourishing to my life and my dreaming and my playing, for where I want to go. As an example, the first year, I think it was the first year of Best Year Yet, I was living in a rental home and my floors were horrible. And, we told the owners that we'd take care of it, and I had painted it and I had done different things, but I really wanted pretty floors. That's what I had wanted, right? I just wanted pretty floors. And so, but I was doing that mortgage versus, my mortgage this month versus paying it off thing.
Right.
I was thinking of that place with pretty floors versus getting a whole new house, which is what happened at the end of that year. And it did not come the way I wanted. I was pretty scared. There were a lot of things, and I know Ann can attest to those kind of things, where we put it out there and we say, this is what I want, and it comes through a change. Well, guess what, people? That's how everything happens, right? It comes through change. It's not always going to be something that just eases in there. Sometimes, and I'm like 99% of the time, something has to end for there to be a new beginning, right? The previous place had to end for me to get a new house,
Right.
you know, to get those new floors. So I was thinking one way, but the universe had a very different idea of how that was going to happen. And we have to be open to that.
And so be careful of wanting a new floor because it
Sure.
may just turn into a whole new
It
house.
could be a whole new
So
house.
yes, I mean, we're powerful, quite powerful when we start putting those ideas out there and just, you know, make sure, no, I'm just kidding. But be, like there was a tool that, I assume Reverend Dr. Michelle Whittington had us do this, or she read it in a book, I can't remember, but there's a tool where you write in a circle the thing you want.
Mhm.
So new floors in a little bubble in the middle of your paper, and then 8 offshoots. What are 8 ways that could come to me? What are 8 ways it could happen? And you fill those in because there are so many. And then if you can do 8 more, do 8 more. And you will soon realize there are multiple ways, infinite ways that can come to me, and I need to be open to it. Because oftentimes what we do is we want new floors, so I need to be able to save enough money to get those floors. And it's going to cost this much and this. And we're so single-minded, we can't see the other stuff that's coming. And we miss it. We're not open, we're not allowing those other possibilities to happen. So it's so important to have the bubble start with 8. And oftentimes when you get 8, you can go another 8 and another 8 because it's infinite. And it'll blow your mind like, what am I doing? When I do my play in my house, I don't think about how I just play in my house. And I'm excited to see how the universe is going to do all that. Because the things I want it's overwhelming and it could shut me down. Start to make me feel like, oh gosh, if I start thinking about how much and how long and that could be overwhelming, and then I could be on the wrong side of the thinking there. So instead I play in it and I have fun and it's exciting and it uplifts me even though I'm falling asleep, but it works.
There you go.
So I would recommend trying those different things, but watch how you're thinking and how you're feeling, because that's what the law reacts to. If you're thinking negative things, well, I don't know how I'm going to make this happen, but I really want, no,
Right.
don't do that. Like, yeah, the how is already there. Multiple ways.
That's it. And Andy Dooley, or
Yeah.
he always says, the how's not your business.
That's right,
Yeah,
and
the
not your
how is
business.
not your business. You
Get
know,
out of God's
just-
business.
that is not yours.
That's right. Which is a hard thing to do because I'm a very much I'll make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've always said that. Okay, I'll just make it happen. It's like, no, you will not make, stop doing that.
You know, and when you do that, you wind up with more of that. And you probably don't need that. I probably have told the TV story before, but I'm going to tell it again. So I had wanted a big screen TV when the big screen TVs were 32 inches. Okay, so it's been a minute. So I wanted this TV, so I got a part-time job. My job at the time was not affording me to make this expenditure, so I got a part-time job, and I worked on the weekends way out there at that Mesa Gateway Airport, and just taking tickets and parking cars, and made enough money to buy my big screen TV. So, but it was out there, and this is before my Science of Mind days at all, right? So, but it was out there. It was something that I wanted. I thought about. I couldn't wait to have. It was just such an excitement. And I went to a work event and won one. And
The usual.
right.
That's how the universe is so funny.
It is, right? So I won a big screen TV. I was like, okay, cool. And then I went to a recovery function and won one. So that one I traded. The second one I sold and bought my daughter a laptop or a tablet or something. You know, but it was like, oh, had I just waited.
Yeah.
You know.
So we're gonna
I mean, like it
a
was
second job,
like
right?
you were saying, like it was out there.
Yeah.
You know,
It's just
and I had worked at that second job a couple of months to make that money for it. So
Because you were gonna make it happen.
yes,
Which is what my mindset too.
So did you
Yeah.
buy one or you?
Oh yeah, I bought one
And then got the free.
and then won the two. Yes.
Isn't that funny how that works though?
Abundance.
It's so funny. And it's just already there. It's already there.
I didn't have that patience to, and since then, and that's become such a great manifesting
Right.
thing. My ex-husband used to say to me, "You always get everything you want," and I'd say, "Yeah," and I get it the hard way because I would want to make it happen, and sometimes that's just really not the best way for things to happen in your life, So yeah, to trust in that. Oh, I hate this term, but really, trust the process. I really do. I am not a fan of that, right? Because that means I have to wait. And I have to align. You want to do your work, align. Align what it is you want to receive. That's the work you have to do. Not get your part-time job at the Mesa Gateway Airport, Just align with what it is you want to receive.
Yeah, and that's us not letting God do the work. That's us taking it back and holding it and us controlling it. And there was a poem years ago, and I don't remember the poem anymore, but basically the poem was about it. You may know it. It's an older one. I can remember. I was probably in my teens, but it was about this child talking to God, bringing its broken person talking to God, bringing their broken dreams to God, wanting God to fix them, and waiting, and then snatched them back and said, basically said, "Gosh, you're not doing anything. You're so slow." And God said, "Well, you never let go. You never let me have them so I could do what I do," basically. And that's always stuck in my mind. Like, I can do it my way and I can make it happen. But man, the way God makes it happen gives you two, and you did nothing. I like that version better than getting a second job and working extra and, all these things. But I could have just let God take care of it and that they just show up. It's very interesting. It's probably like a little game to play with yourself. Go get the job and then let's see which way you get it better.
Right.
Right?
Is the alignment going to bring it, or is your, what do you call that?
Your
That
force,
control thing. Yeah.
Force, yeah.
What was that? Force versus.
Oh.
Yep. Great book too.
Is it force versus gravity?
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a great book out there,
There is. We
and
just don't know the name.
it's force versus something. And one is about going to get the job, and the other one is about being in alignment with, the universal force, energy,
Mhm.
and just, because infinite possibility exists.
For sure.
Power versus force.
Thank you.
Power
Power versus force.
Love it.
There you go.
Love it.
And I appreciate that, Ann. Thank you. Oh, I got to write that down because it is a great book. I'm going to go find it again. It is something about how, we, and give myself a little plug for this year. How so many times we spend our life with checklists. I've got to blah, 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 blah. Whether it's buy stuff at the grocery store, clean your house, become thinner, stronger, get a degree, whatever it is, we have this list of things we have to accomplish. And the integration of what we've had already happen in life. We don't take the time to sit in that.
Mhm.
We don't take the time, and this is something, a plug for Best Year Yet as well. We don't take the time to celebrate who we actually are in this now moment and how we got here. We don't allow that to be. And like I said, I've been getting these emails for the last 3 weeks because I'm a self-help guru, junkie, whatever you want to call it, and I'm on everybody's mailing list, and everybody and their brother is telling me how they can help me do more in 26. And I was like, I don't want to do more.
That's
I want
what
to
I'm
do
talking about.
less. I don't want to do, I want to be.
Mhm.
I want to celebrate the being that is the divine as me and bring that integration of love, of peace, of freedom, and sit in a sanctuary that is safe for me to just be this being and know that I am perfect, whole, and complete just as I am. So if that sounds good to you,
Amen, sister.
please join me with Holy Shift because that's my plan. And I'm not going to make you do it every week or every month. It's a quarterly event to just touch in and say, hey, how did we feel into the first quarter of the year? You know, as we head to the spring equinox, how did that feel coming through the long winter and watching spring happen? And as we go into the shortest days or the longest days of the year, heading into summer, you know, and then into fall and then into winter again, how our bodies accept, how our minds accept, how our spirits accept this change that is, you know, our earth and the divine. We all experience this. This is another one of those things, right? Like to have the change of seasons has nothing to do with whether you believe the earth is round. So it just happened.
Oh, God. Yes, and I love the beingness of it because this, what we're experiencing right now is what we've set intention or prayed for or want to be for. You know, 4 years ago, Jeannie and I wanted this very thing, to be on a sofa together, talking and sharing with you the ideas that we have and the learnings that we've learned. And it's an amazing thing to be experiencing it right now. And did we see it a little differently? Did we see it with already having grown to a certain level right now? Well, maybe we need to sit and appreciate and be grateful a little more as we're being grown for that next space too. I like
Right.
that. Because everything that is happening right now, you also thought about and wanted and brought into your experience for whatever the reason. I know my husband and I are starting a new company that we have been building, but I don't think we could have, 2 years ago, we got married 2 years ago, we've known each other since 2018. I don't think we could have done it if we hadn't gone through the things that we've gone through, specifically in the last 2 years of our marriage, kind of getting to know each other, learning some, going through some things, life not being exactly where we wanted it. I don't think we would have had with it all, the understanding to create that. It came out of the experience, the desire and the need for it was born from that. So sometimes and I would tell him, like when he was doing some of the work that he was doing and he was unhappy or whatever, I'd say, I really believe in my soul that you are being groomed for something. I really feel it. I feel like this is not for naught. This is not like a useless thing. There's something happening here that you are going to need. It has to be. And I think that is the way for all of us. Sometimes we have in our mind said, I want this. We lay in bed and we dream about the house. Whatever. So the forces of God start to move and start to create and things happen. And so you don't know the how and how it's going to come about, but maybe the very things that you're going through, you're experiencing, whether you would label it good or bad, or part of the process to get to the thing that you said you wanted. You didn't say, I only want it if the road is beautiful with flowers and everything's perfect and I don't have to.
I might start saying that.
Maybe we have to be a little more specific, right? I only want it to happen in a happy, because sometimes, it's the same saying as the movie we always reference with Morgan Freeman, where you ask
God
God.
doesn't give you patience.
Yes.
Gives you opportunities to practice patience.
God doesn't give you patience. He gives you opportunities to practice patience. That was a mind blower.
Mm-hmm.
God doesn't make me brave. Gives me opportunities to practice being brave so that that's the only way you can be brave. You can't just, okay, here I am. There you go. That's crazy. But once you understand that, then you can look at the life and where you are right now. Maybe you don't like certain things. Okay, fine. Then you are the creator of this world of yours. do something different, make different moves. Even if you move a half a degree on your compass, you will go somewhere else.
Absolutely.
Change one
your
thing.
perspective.
Change your perspective.
Stand on the table, change your perspective.
Yes, listen to what you're talking about, what you're saying, what's coming after I am and mine. What are you claiming for yourself every day, every breath? Where is it? Speak life over yourself. Give yourself grace and kindness. And things, I think, they start to move.
There we go.
So that's just a little foundational awareness for you for the very first week. Not a lot,
Exactly.
just a little.
Yeah, just a little. Thank you all for writing your notes.
All right, yes, for the first week of the new year for us. So here we are. Yes. I feel good. You guys have anything you want to talk about? I will jump because I'm really close. You come on up there.
I don't know, this might be too much to answer right now, but I'm gonna be a devil's advocate.
Do it.
Because it's what I do.
Love it.
And I still have a bit of cynicism about things, but I often think about the fact that I create my own life, but also what about the people who exist in the same realm, either it be spiritual, virtual, physical, mental, whatever, that want diametrically opposed things that I do, so whatever I want totally and indirectly affects the other person. Simple example, you want the carpet to be red in the entryway to your house, and your husband wants it to be blue, and neither one of you can be swayed otherwise. How do you reconcile that what you want may affect others in a negative aspect if they are wanting the same thing but in a different representation?
Well, I love that, right? Make it purple. That's a good one. And, right, have this, it's always about bringing up that conversation, right? In this particular thing, you're talking about people that are operating together. So, when you realize, say, and I'm going to go back with the carpet thing, say she wants red because that reminds her of a childhood home that has this type of feeling, and he wants blue because it goes with the furniture, right? And so now knowing the behind the scenes motivation, maybe then they can make a decision, well, yes, it does go with the furniture, but if I could have this comfort coming in, then you could have the matchy match in the living room. Or, something along the lines that allows both people to speak the truth to what is the purpose there. But sometimes that's just not going to happen, right?
Yeah.
People are just going to be things, and then it's about your response to it. It comes down to, if this person has created something in my world sphere, like my job or my home or my community, that I just don't like, what is my response to that? How do I make peace inside of me with that? What if, I just say, well, then I'm not staying married if you can't give me my red carpet, or I'm saying, for the sake of my marriage or the sake of my peace, I'm going to allow blue, right? We're always at choice, even when somebody else's choice could be diametrically opposed to us, for sure.
Correct. And I think you were also getting on a deeper level too, as far as like in our world right now, there's a lot of stuff going on that we don't have control. I mean, I can't go and make certain things not happen, or make certain things happen. But I have talked about before that I can do several things. I cannot even pay attention to that. I cannot turn on the news. I cannot be aware. I can choose to not upset myself over something that I am not over there doing. I can choose also to be extra kind. I can choose to be informed and be like, well, what I can do is put my power of kindness and love into this universe. Instead of, now, not that I wouldn't be upset, but in spite of being upset, I'm instead going to turn this into as much love and joy and kindness that I can muster from within me out here, because I truly, in my core, believe that that is my superpower. And the more of us that join in with that, that's positivity overcomes negativity. It's more powerful. It's just that there's so much more negativity than positivity being put out. It's like the news, when you watch TV and the news and the things that are being fed on social media, the primary things that get attention are negative. Therefore, it keeps getting more and more powerful. And people think, well, it's just, no, it's that the positive stuff we are not as attracted to for whatever
Right.
reason, and we're not, so they want to make money, so they put the negative stuff on there. I'm sure you've all seen when they've tried to be positive, they've had positive news channels, nobody watches it. I don't understand that,
Makes
but
me wonder
okay.
why.
Okay, right? But we have the power, the more of us, that's why we have the peace meditation, the world peace meditation, because the goal is that the more of us that come together and do this work, eventually they've proven it. It will have that 100th monkey, that snowball effect and overcome. But that's the work. And it's really hard to do that if your heart's dying inside because there's something going on that you're seeing and you're so upset about. And at the same time, if you recall, Mr. Rogers' mom saying, it's not just the negative though. That's what it looks like, but look for the good. There's always good. There are good people doing good things, and they wouldn't have those. I don't want any child or any horrible thing to happen so that you can have people being heroes, but we wouldn't have heroism. We wouldn't have the opportunity to help somebody if somebody wasn't in need. So it's just this yin and yang, this two sides of a coin, stuff that's just going on all the time. And it's our response too, as far as how it affects our life and our world and what we're experiencing in our part of it.
And you know, I would say this weekend has been a big example of that for me, between you know, what's happening in Venezuela and the monks walking 2,000 miles with their little dog.
Mm.
You know, so like there are two diametrically opposed situations happening in the news stories,
And
right?
having to change their route because
Yeah.
of risks.
You know, but again, they're doing it for peace. Again, they're doing it for peace. You know, one thing's happening that's not creating peace, and another thing's happening that is, you know. And so there is where we have to look. So what can I do to create the opposite of what someone else is experiencing, you know, or trying to put in my sphere, whether it's my sphere as in where I live in community and state, that type of thing, or at work, you know, or with your kids, your husband, you know, like whatever the case may be, is like, what can I do to bring that peace and calm to inside of me? Because our response is what we are responsible for.
Exactly. And what we put out, we get back. So
Sometimes,
sometimes
I would disagree with that. I mean,
give and
yes,
receive, give and you
it
receive.
is a give and receive, but it's not always, you know, just because we give at one area doesn't mean we receive from the same thing. You know, at the same time period, I you know, there are many situations where people gave peace, people gave love, and they did not receive that back at that time period.
Right, at the time. Right,
Yeah,
right.
so that's what I want to say, is that, you know, it's not always cyclical in the way that we might want it to be or expect it
Or
to
in our
be.
human understanding of
Yeah.
it, correct, yeah. So it's a tough question, and it's one to definitely be aware of, because our response is just so important to our experience.
Mhm.
And what we're gonna be experiencing, as there's lots of stuff happening all around us all the time that we don't have a say.
Mhm. Exactly.
Exactly. So thank you for bringing that up. Do you have anything else, or is that good? Okay. Anything else for anyone? No? All right, are you ready to pray us out?
I will.
Okay, let's do it.
So in this knowing, this divine place that is truth, that is love, that is above all of what we can know in this moment, I speak my word as law, knowing and claiming the good that there is. The good that there is in us, as us, through us in this world. And that the creative mind operating as each of us brings that peace, that joy, that sanctuary, that safety that is needed at this time. In our world, both external and internal. Knowing that no matter what, we can rely on our intuitive knowledge of what the next right thing for us to do in each and every circumstance. That the creative mind is a collective and an individuation, and that we each have an opportunity to express God in form. And for this, I am grateful. I am grateful for this time together. And I send blessings to teachers and leaders of all faiths, all cities and countries, everywhere. Knowing that each is guided, guarded, and protected, regardless of how it may appear. That we are one. And for this, I am so thankful. I let it go, knowing it is done in the mind of God. I call it good. And together we say,
And
so it is.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Well, we kept our chit chat to a minimum this morning. So now we're gonna break your eardrums with that. We're located at 7220 North 16th Street in Phoenix, Arizona, Building A1. You'll know that because the girls are on the door. We are at the Unleash Your Life Studios, the home of the marvelous Dr. Michelle Whittington, who has a practice here, and you can look her practice up at unleashyourlife.us. If you would like to support us, Dr. Michelle Izugu, I'll tell you how.
If what we talked about today, if what we shared today resonated with you, it helped you in any way, we would love your financial support to help us also. We are building a community here, and the way that we do what we do is through the financial support of our partners and also donations from people that know about us. And you can simply do that at the beginwithinministries.com website. Scroll down, and at the bottom it gives you the option for a one-time donation or tithe. And then you can also become a spiritual church club partner. And that's someone who donates to us every month at either $45 for the individual or $75 for a couple or family. And our partners receive things like our courses, the Holy Shift. They get their own book that we use for the whole year, and they get their coffee mugs. You don't have your mug today.
I don't have a mug
You are
today.
so proud.
I still can't.
They get this really cool mug that has our logos on it, and coffee and everything tastes better out of it. So I encourage you to get one, and lots of other things. But we want to give back, but we also are trying to grow our community. So we would love that. The other ways that you can help us is to show up, be here in person, help us build our in-person community. Invite others to know about us online, share, like, subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube, visit us on our Sofa Sundays group in Facebook. Any interaction that you give us on these online platforms lets those platforms know that something's going on for real, and they will start to share and interact with us as well, and that helps us too. So any way that you can help, we appreciate you, and we hope this message finds you well, and we bless you in this beautiful new year.
Yes. Happy New Year. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Where is it?
Thanks for watching. Tune in again next week at 11:11 a.m. Pacific Time, or Monday evening at 7 p.m. Mountain Time.
In partnership with New Thought Media Network.